The quality of the paintwork of the body leaves much to be desired. A large number of scratches and chips appear in the first years of operation of the car. But as for the corrosion resistance of the body, everything is not so bad in this component. Rotten specimens are very rare. When buying, be sure to pay attention to the condition of the thresholds and the rollers of sliding doors. Also, check the presence of factory markings on all windows and the condition of the license plates on the body. The fact is that most of these cars are imported from Europe, often they are taken there broken, but restored here, and as a result, they don't spend much on it. The most widespread in the secondary market are cars with a 1.3-liter diesel engine. One of the advantages of this engine is its efficiency. Many owners often joke that the car does not eat fuel, but simply smells it. Also, this motor has an impeccable reputation for reliability. The only thing that owners of a car with a mileage of over 100,000 km face is increased oil consumption. The fuel system of a car is depending on the quality of diesel fuel, and if the previous owner refueled with low-quality fuel, expensive repairs cannot be avoided. Cars with a 1.9 engine are much rarer and only on the Maxi body, which was not officially sold with us, which means that all cars with such a power unit were imported from Europe, as a rule with high mileage and in very poor condition. Among the gasoline versions, the 1.4 engine is considered the most popular. As operating experience has shown, this power unit with normal maintenance nurses more than 250,000 km without any complaints. The rest of the engine are also quite reliable and rarely require unplanned investments. Therefore, if you want a car with a reliable engine, it is better to give preference to gasoline modifications. The car is equipped only with a 5-speed manual transmission with cable control. The transmission is very reliable, and in order to kill it, you need to try very hard. Clutch service lines directly depend on operating conditions and driving style. On average, it is enough for 70–80,000 km. If you drive very carefully, it can last 120,000 km. The release bearing usually starts to hum after 60,000 km of run. The chassis of this model was specially developed taking into account the specifics of cargo and multipurpose versions, so it does not have common components with the company's passenger models. A McPherson-type suspension is installed in front with lower arms mounted on a powerful subframe. At the rear, a dependent spring suspension is installed, supplemented by an anti-roll bar. As operating experience has shown, the Fiat Doblo suspension is quite strong, and if you do not use the car for constant transportation of large loads on a broken road, then it will last for a very long time. Most often, owners have to change the stabilizer struts and bushings. They serve no more than 40,000 km. The ball bearings will have to be replaced about once every 50–70,000 km, and at such an interval it is necessary to change the anthers of the civet joint. Silent blocks of levers and wheel bearings can withstand up to 80,000 km. Closer to 100,000 km, the shock absorber support bearing begin to die, manifested by grinding and knocking when turning the steering wheel. The shock absorbers are very reliable and run up to 150,000 km on average. The rear suspension is eternal. The only thing that will have to be changed here is the stabilizer struts and bushings every 100–150,000 km. It is worth noting the low cost of spare parts. For example, in order to completely sort out the front suspension, you need to spend up to 400 Cu. Does not add acoustic comfort and sound insulation, as it simply does not exist here. Despite the fact that the Fiat Doblo does not have a large amount of electrical equipment, electrical problems are quite common. So in particular, the owners know the quick failure of the horn button, ignition system and power windows. If you are the owner of this car model, please describe the problems that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your review that will help readers of our site when choosing a car.